You're living, getting ready for the week. Um, yeah, man, this 10-year treasury note, boy, has been the bane of interest rates, mortgage rates in this particular instance, existence. And so, just kind of looking at it now before I get ready to shut it down. Um, I tell you, 4.431, 4.3 is kind of where it's trading at now. If you don't know, anything 4 or below bodes well for interest rates. And so, pretty volatile week last week, although we had some good uh, economic data reports with all of the uncertainty, tariffs, yes, no, up, down. Anytime that there's uncertainty, stock market, there's going to be a result, if you will, in the 10 years. So just getting ready for the week. Decided to stop by, see if anybody want to talk home loans, mortgage rates, anything of that nature. I tell you, as I look, um, tomorrow's fairly light as far as the reports that I look at. You have the S&P final U.S. manufacturing PMI report coming out 9:45. The ISM manufacturing report, construction spending, that could give some indication as to way things are going. Then we have some of these Fed presidents speaking. The Dallas Fed president Lori Logan and the Chicago Fed president Austin Goolsbee. Mr. Goolsbee is speaking, and then Mr. Powell opening remarks at 1 p.m. Always a market mover. So if you guys are in the market looking at home loans or anything of that nature, always stay tuned because Mr. Powell can move the market. Tuesday, factory orders, job openings, okay? And then we had Chicago Fed President Goolsbee speaking again, Governor Lisa Cook of Dallas, no, I'm sorry, Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, and then Lori Logan. Lori Logan is giving some opening remarks on Tuesday. Wednesday, this is a market mover. ADP is a private company, right? I like the ADP report because it gives you a non-government spin on the economy as far as jobs and things of that nature. Let's see here. The previous month was, 62,000 jobs gained, and then it's projected, or the median forecast is 112,000. So, if these jobs keep pumping, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Everybody's waiting on home prices to fall. And it's really, in my opinion, an interest rate story because as we saw a couple of times already this year, whenever rates were in the mid to low sixes, application volume, sales closings picked up. So what that lets me know is there's a lot of pent up demand that people are on the sidelines waiting for that strike price. And depending on where you are, inventories are kind of creeping up in some markets, but that's a good thing for you. But that inventory increase is not getting the purchase prices that a lot of you guys are thinking in your mind, because it's really in a run up and increase over the last post to the last couple of years, but there's not enough inventory to really drive down prices. We're still lacking. And so if you're in one of those markets where the new home builders have built a lot of new home construction, a couple of things to be to consider, in my opinion. The quality of the construction, the size of the homes are smaller. Again, the product going into the homes might not be what it used to be, but the prices are still fairly high. So if you're able to buy, a strategy is pre-existing homes, because anything prior to 2020, the construction quality is a lot better. And if you're in states on the east or west coast, even up north, a lot of you guys are used to buying older home stock, opposed to say like folks down in Texas and in the Sun Belt or the Bible Belt, because there tends to be more land. I'll stick with Texas. You know, you can look over any direction, north, south, east, and west, and build another 300 homes because there's a lot of land available. So, said all that to say, you guys really have to know your numbers and know your why. And if you're, especially if you're buying new construction, if you're not gonna live in that thing 8 years, I would, I would strongly caution you on moving forward, unless you're just buying in a super hot area. But Thursday, initial jobless claims. Okay, that's the government version of what ADP is talking about. The previous number was 240,000. But you know, there's U.S. trade deficit, something I'm gonna be watching on Thursday. U.S. productivity, right? Everybody talks about recessions and yada yada yada. And then we'll listen to the Fed folks speak. Adriana Kugler, and then Philadelphia Fed Chair President Patrick Harker. And then wrapping up Friday this is when we get the United States data as far as the unemployment report, the unemployment rate, U.S. hourly wages, and consumer credit. So pretty eventful week as far as bonds are concerned. Bonds are the story. A lot of folks aren't really buying the debt. The last couple auctions that we have mixed mixed reviews as far as the debt is concerned. But hey, when you look around this world, you know, if I was buying treasury bonds and things of that nature, you know, you want to do it wisely. But U.S. debt, hey, it's still the best game in town, if you ask me. So, yeah, man, just getting ready for the week. Thanks for the like, whoever that is. And if you guys, well, I won't say that. Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. We try to bring information like this to help educate those of you that are out there that really want to know what is the best next step for you to take when buying, and not just hit you with a bunch of emotions, fear, euphoria, you know, all the highs and the lows, although that's a part of the game to get your attention. But I always try to put some medicine in the madness, and wrap it with some entertainment. So let's see here. Y'all know, Henry Bello. Buenas noches, senor. My Spanish is not too good. It used to be better, but it says, ya no entendie, pero si soy tu fan. You know what? Let me see what that means, man. Make sure you're not cussing me out in Spanish. Let's see here. Translate. Let's see. Ya no and I can't see, but I think that's what it means. Pero si soy tu fan. Let's see here. I don't understand anymore, but I am your fan. Gracias, señor. Gracias. Un momento. Let's see here. Translate. Kind words. I'm speaking about home loans in the United States. Let's flip that. Un momento, Mr. Bello. 1 second. Muchos gracias, señor. Sus ambelas palabras. Estoy hablando de préstamos hipotecarios in Estados Unidos. So hopefully you understood that. But muchas gracias. Thank you. And so, yeah. You guys have a good evening. Buenas noches. And we'll see you later. Peace.
Muchas gracias por sus amables palabras. Estoy hablando de préstamos hipotecarios en Estados Unidos.
Hipotecarios.